Hello, my name is Ho Leung. I prefer people calling me Jeff. So the first question is to ask me if I'm in the breakout room, and then I was asked a question that I do not know the answer to, what would I do? So if it is a troubleshooting question and then I do not know the answer to, I would try to find other TFs in the class to see if they could answer it. But I mean, other TFs has other parts to look at, and then they usually and troubleshooting question usually takes time to resolve and requires time to look at it. So the other option is to ask people in the same part to see what they think the problem is, and and then I could ask the materials that they know of regarding to the problem that they're trying to solve. And after I listen to them, uh, I would try to relate, like to provide to refer them to PowerPoint slides, the materials that is on CoPath portal, and then whatever that I could find on the internet that could help them to resolve the question. And then if and then also after the section, I will try to follow up with them to see if they get the problem solved. Yeah, that's my answer for prompt 1. So prompt 2, I'm in the pod, and then all of the cameras off, and then they are not actively engaging. What would I do? So I would first thing I would try to figure out is that if they are trying to work independently or working as a group. If they are working as a group, I mean, in either case, I was still trying to ask one of them to share their screen and then tell me what they have achieved so far, how they achieve it, and then what they're struggling with. And then at the middle, I will try to get other students to see what they think. Have they tried to implement it differently? And then since the since the breakout room question separated in parts, I will try to see if other students could continue working on the next part. And then, yeah, I think we can start from there, and then I will check back to see if there's any improvements. Yeah, so that's my answer for prompt 2. So for prompt 3, I will use this guy created by CoPath. So a fragment is basically a reusable class implementing a portion of activity, and then fragments must be embedded in activities, and they cannot be run independently of activities. So basically, I will use this diagram right here to explain the concept. Basically, whenever we need to create fragments, we have to have an activity, and then in this case, fragment A would be our list of items, and then fragment B is the contents. And then whenever we interact with our list of items, there will be a change in our fragment B. And then there's another use case right here, which is whenever we want to implement it in our handheld device, like a smartphone. We will also use fragments, but we have to build it inside our activity. And whenever we interact with fragment A, we'll switch to fragment B, and fragment B will be within our activity B. And what makes fragments different from an activity is that um, we need to look at the statements down here. So a fragment is basically a combination of XML file and then Java class. In our case, will be Kotlin class, which is much like an activity. It also supports a library and then supports back to all relevant Android version, which is an advantage. More importantly, or what makes fragments special is that fragments encapsulate reuse logic, so it is easier to reuse within an activity. And then it has standalone components that can contain views, events, and then logic. So in going back to the diagram right here, you see that the list of items is like we are using our views and then the logic right here, and then whenever we tap on the items right here, there will be a change in our contents, which is in our fragment B. And then the other reasons that we want to use fragment instead of activity is that we want to support different devices like tablets, or we want to support Android device that is used in our TVs. In Android and TVs, we have more spaces, and then we can display more contents. And then TVs and Android has different screen resolution. And then, so in our case, you can see that tablets has more spaces. We can display both the list of items and then the contents, unlike our phone, which is the smaller screen. Yeah, that's the benefit of using fragments. And then this is the example that I found online. You see that this is an email app, and then we have different inboxes. We have important stands and then outbox. Whenever we tap on one of them, we have different lists of emails. And then you see that left-hand side will be fragment A, and then right-hand side fragment B, and then it is built within our activity A. Okay, and then next thing we will talk about the life cycle of our fragment. We have on attach is whenever we need to build our fragments, we will attach it to our activity. And then we have on create view, and then on create on activity created. I think on create view we will use most for this class, as well as the on view created. And then right here we have on start, which is after the on activity created. We will start our fragments, and then on resume, and then on pause, which is used to update our. So on resume, let's see. When on resume is to get the updates from the sensor, and then get the location, and then we can also get the updates from the database. And then on pause, it is to commit changes, which is to apply changes to our view. And then, yeah, and this part is basically whenever we do not use our fragment, we will destroy it and then undetach it. I think it's more clear to go through some codes. So we see that we have this fragment that I found from previous labs, and then we see that it actually we use fragments, fragment class, and then we have on-query view, and then we in our on-query view we will attach the contents to our view, and then we will apply the data to our view, and then we will also have the on view created, which is used to call other methods. In this case, we fetch articles, which is to fetch list of articles, and then we also have on success and on failure. So that's my answer for prompt 3. Thank you for listening. Thank you.